Welcome to Collecting Chaos. This is my Thursday live show. Oh, where is it? It's cold. Well, it's always kind of fun when I mess up the beginning of a show. But, you know, that's the way it goes. I have something to share with you. I'll do that real quick if I can find it. And here we go.
Horizon Picks Auction, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rated PG-13. Hard R after midnight.
There you go. It's just a little preview of what's coming tomorrow night for those of you that are going to be at the auction. I didn't really plan anything. It's 21 degrees here in Central Texas, and it's a little chilly. But this room's not too bad. It's not as bad as the other room when I don't have my heater on. Don't normally sleep with my heater on in that room, but I probably will tonight. It never gets that hot, so it shouldn't be a problem. Hi, Pearl Nini. Glad to see you. Looks like my video is going to freeze up. That figures. It's not letting me do anything today. Well, my video froze. Maybe I'm not supposed to do a show tonight. I'm trying to get rid of this one thing I have on here, and it won't let me do that either. My computer locked up. Isn't that fun? Yeah, it's a little chilly. See if I remove this and that helps. I think that did it. What was locking up the computer was the shared video that I was showing. It's okay now. I don't have anything planned because I didn't even know if I was going to go on. There's some auctions going on other channels, and they'll draw people away from me, but I'm not too worried about that. I have some things I was going to show if anybody's interested in seeing what I'm going to have tomorrow night. You know, just things like stacks of comics. I'll be offering lots of 20 comics for auction. And I'll have some special, there's a few going on. Some that I used to go to a lot. And the one guy, he seems to do auctions almost every night now, and I just don't even go to his anymore. Basically, the same person buys everything, and I just got tired of it. So it is what it is. But yeah, I've got some things on the wall. I'm probably going to change up what's on the wall, some of what's on the wall. But yeah, I'll have some auctions. Like I said, I'll have some special. I'm going to have a special on my shipping. Everything's going to go out priority mail. But there's a caveat to that too, that I think people will like. It's just I couldn't think of anything to put on an agenda to talk about tonight, and that's unusual. Usually, I can think of things to talk about. Just nothing came to mind. Actually, I thought of a lot of things, and none of them were appropriate. So yeah. What can you do if you don't have much to talk about? You just flap your gums and see if anything comes to mind, or maybe see if anybody in chat has something to talk about. Yeah, I understand the house being full. Which Black Panther number 3 was that? The one from the late 90s? How are you doing today, New World Order? BK, good to see you. Like I was just saying, I'm going to do lots of 20 DC comics tomorrow, because I've got like 7 boxes of DC comics I want to get rid of. So I'll be doing some lots of 20 and starting them off cheap. They'll be at auction. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm not buying much of the new stuff because I never get to the comic book store. I was actually planning on going today, but when I got up, there was like an inch of ice on the road, so I decided not to. I guess that's a good excuse. So yeah, it's all good. It's all fun. I like new comics, but I never get a chance to buy them. I could order them online, but that seems like a waste of time. I am starting to read American Century. I read the first 2 issues. It's pretty good so far. Diecast, how are you doing? I imagine it's a little chilly up in your neck of the woods too. Like I said, it got a little warmer. I mean, it went up to 25 degrees and now it's down to about 21, so it dropped back down. But Mr. Murphy, how are you doing, Patrick? I played your video and it locked up my screen. I'll play it again at the end so it doesn't matter. Well, 21 is pretty cold for Texas, especially in central Texas. I do great. I wake up in the morning, it's a good day. Like I said, I'm going to be offering tomorrow night. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of 20 DC comics. This is one of them, and it's an assorted lot. There's all kinds of different things in there, and all of them are assorted like that. Going to start the bidding low and sell them for whatever they sell for. And I've got a special on my shipping tomorrow. Everything's going out priority mail, but people will like it, I think. I did get something in the mail yesterday, although I didn't get any mail today. This ought to make John happy. More printer ink. I ran out of ink before I got to John's package, so I couldn't send it out yet. And yeah, it's still cold in Texas. Imagine it's a little chillier up by where you are, John, than down where I am. Like I said, it got up to 25, but now it's at 21. I think this morning when I got up, it was about 18, 19 degrees outside. Roads were covered in ice, so of course I had to go make sure my all-wheel drive vehicle works well, and it does. It didn't have any trouble at all. You'll get there eventually. But like I was saying, I'm going to change out some of the things on the wall. I've got the stacks of 20s. I've got 6 of them, 7 of them. Yeah, I've got 7 of them. How are you doing, Chris? Glad to see you. And I'll be offering a lot of the other stuff. Like I said, I'm going to change some of this out, put some other stuff up there. I might put some Marvel comics up there. I don't know yet. 23 degrees, huh? It's warmer up there than it is down here. It's 21 here. And of course, in this room, it's about 40, so that's fine. I can live with 40 degrees. This room stays about that cold. The other rooms in the house, not so warm. I have 2 rooms that I keep heat on. One is the one I sleep in, and the one that Delco stays in most of the time. The other one is the office. The rest of the house I don't care about. I don't care if it gets cold or not in the other rooms because I don't go in there. One thing I am going to offer tomorrow, and not that many people see this one. I mean, everybody sees it. It's Robin #1. But if you look, oops, this is the second print. I moved my camera so that I can actually, so I don't have any trouble with it. The heat from my monitor was shutting the camera off. That's what my problem was. So I have a second print of Robin #1 that will be available tomorrow. I'm not going to leave it in the bag because that bag is messed up and needs to be replaced. I have another Spectre #1. I'll probably offer that up for sale. I have a Joker's Wild from Tangent Comics, which of course was DC, and I'll probably offer that. And some other stuff. And like I said, I'm going to change out most of that wall. The stuff that's up there probably won't be up for auction. It'll probably be just buy it now. So there's that. Yeah, nobody bought the Nexus yet, but then again, I didn't offer it yet either. Be there tomorrow night if you want a chance at it. That one is going to stay up there. That one I will offer up tomorrow. And I'll give you a little hint on that Nexus. I'm going to start the bidding at $2 tomorrow night, just so people know. How you doing, Jackson Rickert? Glad to see you. So, like I said, BK, if you're interested in it, you got to be here tomorrow or be on Horizon Picks channel tomorrow night. I will make sure to send you a link so that you have it, because I'd hate for you to miss out on the chance at that. But yeah, I've got some interesting ideas. And like I said, I moved my camera. It was over this way more, but I moved it so that I could, yeah, there ain't no reserves. It's a you bid on it, and if you win it, you win it, and if you lose it, you lose it. Of course, you can always make me an offer. I mean, Instagram me an offer. If I like it, I'll take it, and I won't even put it up. That goes with anybody. If you see a book back there that you want, you can always make me an offer on Instagram. The worst I can say is no. But if it's a reasonable offer, I probably will take it. It's just Nexus #1. It's not important. I mean, it's the second #1. It's not like it's the magazine-sized one that I haven't been able to get my hands on yet. But I will. I will get a copy eventually. So, not going to have a lot of toys for sale tomorrow night. I might offer a few. Probably going to offer a couple. Do I still have free shipping for some people? Oh, do you still have free shipping? Yeah. As long as you're still paying Patreon, you still have free shipping on that $25 deal. Well, hopefully the power won't go, Mama Wolf. Glad to see you. Glad you could make it. Basically, that's what we're talking about right now, is we're just chatting. I'm just going to bounce off the chat. I'm not prepared for anything. I don't have anything prepared for tonight because I wasn't even sure that I'd be able to broadcast. If I ever get a Crow figure, I'll let you know. Well, hopefully that's the only time it's going to go out, is the one time. Yeah, if you've been paying Patreon every month, you still have free shipping on the $25 level. I think I might lower that. Where is it? I'll just go ahead and show it. It's a pretty nice copy. It's got some dings up here. The corner, of course, have those little dings from the printer, and it's got a few spine ticks, but overall it's a pretty nice copy. And yes, I've got my red pants on because they're thick and they're warm, and my foot's caught in them. That one's color. The magazine-sized one is black and white. And I might offer a few of the magazines I showed on an earlier video. I might offer a few of those up today or tomorrow. I've got a couple of extras of the Elf Quest. I've got a few Mads that are doubles, so I might offer a few of those. Yeah, he did. Fairly young, too. Yeah, if you haven't watched my video on the magazine box that I got, I bought it, I think, a couple of months ago, and I never even looked in it. So when I was showing it on my Tuesday Treasures show, that was the first time I've looked through it. And I've had it for a couple of months, and in that same lot, I got a box that had nothing but Tomb of Dracula in it. I had a box that had just mixed pretty good comics in it. some DC comics that I needed and some other stuff. And then I got a couple of long boxes of miscellaneous comics. So, yeah, I never got a chance to look through the magazines. But got some nice surprises. ElfQuest #2 and ElfQuest #4. Those were nice surprises for me. Still don't have a #1, but I'll get one eventually. They're not things that I'm too worried about. Yeah, we're losing a lot of people. We're losing a lot of famous people this year already. 1 month in, and we've already lost quite a few. Yes, it is. That is a signed Alex Ross print. That's one of those things that I will not ever get rid of. Tomorrow morning's video is going to be a short one. It's like 5 minutes long, if that. It was almost finished loading. By the time I finished going through the YouTube stuff to upload it, it was almost finished. So yeah, it's not a very long video because it was cold in that room and I had to turn the heater off in order to do the video. So yeah. I've got some other pictures. I might rotate them around. Yeah. Alex Ross is really incredible. That's one of the reasons why I won't be getting rid of that anytime soon. My Superman 46, I'll never sell that. And there's a few that were gifted to me that I'll never sell. But other than that, eventually I'll sell pretty much everything. I'm just not in a hurry to sell everything. Yeah. For the most part, though, it's Superman 46 is the main one that I will never sell. Another one, Superman 101, I'll never sell that. The copy that I have now. I plan on getting another copy because I'd like to have a nicer copy that doesn't have part of a page ripped out of it. But that one the one I've got right now, I'll never sell. Yeah, Superman's always been my favorite. I've been reading Superman comics since I could read, since I learned to read, which was about 1959, 1960, somewhere in there. But I can't read the Brian Michael Bendis Superman. It's just so bad. I just can't do it. I tried. I can't read it. And the new one, the Superman Son of Kal-El, it's crap. I don't care for it at all. And it has nothing to do with the way the story is going. It's not Superman. Don't change iconic characters. If a character is iconic for a reason. He's been around for that many years for a reason. When you go change, just like changing Spider-Man. Why? Spider-Man has been around for what, 60 years? Why change him? He's been around for 60 years because people like what he is, not because he's going to go off and do something else. Yeah, that's one of the problems with comic creators. They think they have to change everything. No, they don't have to change anything. They just have to tell a good story. But the Superman 101 was the first comic book I ever read. And I distinctly remember reading it. And I read it about 1,000,000 times when I was young because it was the only one I had. Didn't have a cover. So when I got a copy, I didn't realize that's what it was. When I looked at the cover, I opened it, saw the splash page, and I had to have it. And I didn't care that it was missing part of a page. It didn't matter to me. I had to have that book. Superman 46 is the only comic my wife ever bought for my collection. So yeah, that's never going up for sale ever. And like I said, there's a few that have been gifted to me that I probably will never sell. Eventually, I will probably sell all my Marvel comics. And I got a couple of good ones. You know. Yeah, I liked Cary Bates' run on Superman. He did more covers than anything else, but he did a lot of interior art too. I like Cary Bates' art. I always have, and he did some good stuff. Cary Bates is one of the better artists that's worked on the book. I also liked. I even liked John Byrne's run on Superman. I thought that was good. Because, yeah, he retold the origin, he retold the story, but he didn't lose any of the basics, and he didn't lose what made Superman Superman. And that's one of the problems with a lot of the newer artists and writers. They have no respect for what has come before. Just like their newest thing. Well, let's kill off the Justice League because it's been 30 years since we killed Superman. Well, that's stupid. What a stupid reason. Yeah. Let's kill him off before it's bought by but before it goes over and Discovery starts taking care of it and starts telling us we can't do this because these are iconic characters. That's what I think it is. They're trying to do a lot of changes now before they're told they can't. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. How you doing, Frank? Glad to see you. Just comics are supposed to be entertaining. Don't change the characters. Leave the characters like they are. Just tell good stories. But the new thing with DC is everything that has happened has happened. That means all the Elseworld stuff is canon. And that's kind of strange. I loved Crisis. Was a little disappointed that they killed off Supergirl and that Barry Allen disappeared. But overall, Crisis was such a good story that I was willing to accept it. And I expected the characters to come back just a few months later. When they didn't come back for years, I was a little surprised. But in reality, Supergirl, even though Supergirl died, we still had Power Girl, which was still Kara from Krypton, even though they changed her origin later on. No, they're not out of creativity. They just don't understand the characters and don't want to learn about the characters. There's been some really good creative stories done. Just don't change the old characters, make a new one. I have read Crisis about 4 or 5 times now, BK, and I've enjoyed it every time I've read it. And that's how many times I've owned the whole series, is about 4 or 5 times. And the one I have currently, I plan on keeping for a while. I didn't like what they did with Hal Jordan back in the 90s when they changed him to Parallax, and then he was infused with the Spirit of Vengeance and became Spectre as well as Parallax. That was stupid. But, they did have a lot of Green Lanterns. Yeah, I don't have the hardcover of Crisis. I have the floppies. And of course, I've got the Walmart Spectacular Crisis. I can't remember if they did 1 or 2 of them, but I have them. I have almost all of the Walmart 100-page comics. The ones that were exclusive, I'm only missing, I think, 3 of them. One of them was a Superman, and 2 of them are Batman. So I'll get him eventually. I could have bought them a half a dozen times and just didn't want to pay what people are asking for them. When is an Alex Ross painting not great? We're I hate to keep harping on that about how all they need to do is tell a good story, but that's it. Give me a clear-cut beginning, middle, and ending, and I'm happy. Don't stretch one story out over 6 issues and not have anything in between. What was I collecting in the 80s? Guns. Most of the 80s I was in the military, so I didn't buy a lot of comics. I've gone back and collected them. If I had been collecting at the time, most likely it would have been a Daredevil, because I've always liked the character Daredevil. Of course, DC Comics presents Superman, probably, well, Superman Action Comics, and a bunch of other stuff. I probably would have bought more of the independents. I definitely would have bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because it was a good comic. I mean, Elf Quest, I would have been buying those. So there's a lot of things I would have been buying. Some of the Marvel stuff, like Moon Knight, I probably would have been buying those. Actually, Whitman variants weren't being sent to troops. I saw the comics in the Stars and Stripes stores. There was never a Whitman comic in there. They were the DC comics and the Marvel comics, and almost every single one of them had that stupid advertisement in the middle to buy jewelry from Mark for Mark Jewelers. So yeah, the Whitman variants were coming in 3-packs, and they were available at like Target and Walmart and Kmart and places like that. Drugstores would sell them. That's where the Whitman variants were. They were inside of 3-packs. And I have a few. I have a few of the Whitman variants. I have a few of them that are still in 3-packs. But like I said, I saw the comics when I was there. But I mean, especially when I was overseas, like when I was in Germany, when I was in Korea, I would see the comic books, but I had no place to keep them. And I didn't want to have to fool with shipping them home. As it is, the magazines and books that I did buy that I had shipped home, most of them were destroyed. So, yeah. I didn't miss much. I would love to get my hands on a Whitman variant that had the Mark Jewelers insert in it, though. I don't think that exists. Not a lot. I don't watch a whole lot of anything. There's a few YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to, and that's about it. I mean, I like the old cartoons, the ones from the 40s and 50s, and even a lot of the 60s stuff. Anime, not a huge fan of anime, except for like Astro Boy, because I grew up watching that. I watched that when I was young. Westerns, I don't really watch too many Westerns. I used to. How are you doing, Larry? Glad to see you. Westerns just aren't. Watching Westerns on TV just doesn't appeal to me. I like reading Westerns. I like reading some of the Western comics. I'll have to check out his channel sometime. I just got out of the habit of watching TV. I don't know when it happened, but it did. I don't miss it. Once in a while, I'll hear about a show that I want to watch, and I'll buy the DVD. That way I can watch the whole season at once. I can binge it. Although I still need to. I still need to finish watching this. I haven't finished watching this yet. And I want to finish watching that before I start watching something else. I still haven't watched Wonder Woman 84. I have that up there. Still haven't watched the Justice League Snyder Cut. Still haven't watched that. It's up there. There's some other movies and TV shows up there that I haven't gotten around to watching yet. I'll check them out sometime. Yeah, from late 1976 to late 1988. I didn't buy any comics. Not that I didn't want to. It's just I was traveling around in the military and never had time. Never had any place to store them. 1%, depending on the condition of the cover, I would go about 1% of the near mint over street price. Frazetta comics, yeah, I have some comics with Frazetta art in them. They're magazine size. Some of them are. Some of them are regular size. I even have a couple of the funny animal comics with Frazetta art in them. Like I said, I'd go with about 1% of the near mint price if the cover's in nice shape. If it's in really nice shape, you might be able to go a little higher than that. Let's see. Let me take a look at my book here. A really nice cover for Roy Rogers #1, about $10. A really nice #2, about $3 would be good. You might get a little more for it. If it's really nice, you might go 15. That's the way I would price them. No guarantee they'll sell, but on something like that, just frame it. Put it in a nice frame, and it might sell. I don't think I'm familiar with that one either. I'll check it out. Graphic Man, I'll check it out. So might be worth. So let me write down these ones that I want to check out. Strange Life. And Graphic Man. Why wouldn't I like John Byrne? I said I liked what he did with Superman. I liked what he did with Wonder Woman. Didn't like the way he drew her costume, but I liked the stories that he did for her. And I liked his Superman. I liked his run on Fantastic Four. I like the artwork he did on Uncanny X-Men. That's why I have a lot of X-Men that I have never sold yet. Four-color fossils, huh? I almost qualify for that. Well, I don't know. Over 50, that's kind of young. Yeah. Frazetta's done artwork for just about every. He did a lot of book covers. Did a lot of the Tarzan, or not necessarily Tarzan, but he did a lot of Conan stuff. He did a lot of Tarzan stuff back in the 60s. Burns FF was good, but I don't know. That Lee and Kirby set it all up. He couldn't have done it without him. And his She-Hulk, I'm sorry, his She-Hulk is the definitive She-Hulk as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I like John Byrne. I'm trying to put together a set of his Next Men comic, or Next Man comic, or whatever it was. I've got most of them, but I don't know which ones I need. I think I've got the one with what is it? My brain died on me. I can't think of it. Yeah, he did do that one. Like I said, Frazetta's done a lot of stuff. I mean, he was a graphic artist, and he's one of the best. You know, commission him, he do the work. You know, that's the way it worked. That's the way he was. But I think he did some of the Little Abner strips too for a while. Hulk, Aquaman, and his Supergirl was pretty darn good too. No, Peter David, I don't think Peter David does get enough credit. And Kevin Smith wrote some pretty good comics for Marvel for a while too, as I remember. Yeah, but he probably won't. Because I think Peter David at the time was actually on staff, which means everything he did, Marvel owns. It's if it's not work for hire, you don't get any royalties on it. No. Let me see if I can show this again without locking up. Probably won't be able to, but it's worth a try, I guess. Make sure I got the right one here. That one. This is for tomorrow evening's auction.
Horizon Picks Auction, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rated PG-13. Hard R after midnight.
Might not want to miss that. Ought to be good. We'll have fun. We always do. That's as close to a commercial as I'm going to get. That'd be good if they did. Yeah. It's just, I think Bill Mantlo was not on staff, though. I think he was an independent contractor. So the stuff he created, they should get royalties for. Unless he sold it, you know. I like DC's deal with on Wonder Woman. If they ever stop publishing Wonder Woman for 6 months, they lose the rights. They have to continually publish Wonder Woman, or they lose the rights. And that's been their contract since day one with her, which is why there's always been a Wonder Woman comic. The most we've ever gone without a Wonder Woman comic was about 3 months. And even then, she appeared in other comic books, so they were still using the character. Update, it's now 19 degrees outside. Very cool. Larry, that is very cool. Peter David was cool. I met him once at an Oakland convention, and yeah, he was cool. Yeah, he was. It reverts to his family if they stop publishing Wonder Woman for 6 months, which is why they've been trying to come up with additional Wonder Woman characters. So if they lose the rights, they still have the character because they've trademarked the name. And I really thought that Wonder Girl was going to go for a while. It's actually a pretty good comic. I've read the first three or four issues. Or no, I've read the first 3. I'm missing number 4 and 5, but I have 6 and 7. So, and 4 and 5 are on the way, so I should get those soon, and then I can finish reading it. And they were pretty good, and kind of disappointed that they killed the series. Not surprised, but disappointed. What gets me is they're starting at Daredevil #1 with the same creative team. Why? Why not just tell a good story? Stop going back to the well for #1. Stop giving us multiple covers. Just give us good stories and we'll buy the comics. It's 19 degrees outside. It's still about 40 in here, so I'm good. Because #1, yeah, that's stupid. They want to keep going back to the well for those #1s. People are going to get tired of it. Just give me a good story. I mean, Daredevil went, 300 and 400 issues without having to restart because most of them are good stories. Even the early issues that aren't that, even though it hasn't been, there's not many Daredevil, so they're really expensive. Not many Daredevil comics that are really expensive, but the stories have always been consistently good. Yeah. I've got like 14 different copies of Black Cat #1, and there are 14 different, and then I have multiple copies of each one of those 14 or whatever. It's crazy. You've got, it's just, I'm about done with Marvel because I'm tired of the #1s. And now the only way you can tell what comic it is, you got to look at the barcode and make sure the barcodes match. If the barcodes don't match, it's a different series. I have a video about barcodes. Did a video on barcodes. That's sorry. Pretty bad when you have to do a video on barcodes so people can collect comic books. Well, it's 9:56 for me, 10:56 for people on the East Coast. And I'm about done. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. I do need to eat something before I decide to call it a night and crawl under the covers with Delco, because Delco's already under the covers and been there pretty much all day. So I think I'm going to close it out. I want to thank everybody that showed up, everybody that nice talking with everybody. And we'll do this again next week on Thursday night. Every Thursday night, I'm going to do it. So make sure before you handle your comics, you wash your hands. It's good for your comics. And most of all, it's good for your health. And I'll have my video drop in the morning. It's only a few minutes long. And then tomorrow night on the auction. For live, I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.